People are furious. Japan's Okinawa roiled by silence on US-based sex crimes.
Here's a summary of the article.
The Japanese government continues to expose the people of Okinawa to this sort of risk and the victims get no help. They have told us for decades that the US military is here to protect us, but the opposite is true. The most recent eruption of anger can be traced back to June 25, when media in Okinawa reported that a US Air Force serviceman had sexually assaulted a teenage girl in December 2023. On the same day as the second indictment, Okinawa Governor Denny Tamaki told local reporters that the cases were inhuman and despicable crimes, national broadcaster NHK reported. The crimes cause the people of Okinawa strong concerns but also ignore women's human rights and dignity, and are absolutely unacceptable, he said. Denjitsu Ishimin, mayor of the village of Yomitan, which is the site of a number of U.S. military facilities, held talks with the local representative of the foreign minister in Okinawa and demanded the introduction of a system to inform local governments of incidents involving U.S. troops. Michael Kuchek, an assistant professor of Asian studies at the Tokyo campus of Temple University, says Tokyo's failure to liaise with the local government shows real contempt for the government of Okinawa and a completely contemptuous attitude towards the people of that part of Japan. Kuchek points out that the ruling Liberal Democratic Party fared well in recent local elections, quite likely because of growing concerns among local people about the threat of instability caused by China, and that Okinawa remains the critical U.S. linchpin in regional security.
This post received a score of 8,500. With an upvote ratio of 91%. Here are the top comments in response to this article.
I was stationed in Okinawa 4 years ago. Every time something like this happened, I felt horrible for Okinawa. Everyone I encountered was always super nice and respectful. The only assholes I ever dealt with were other service members.
Same, but in the 90s, including when the 1995 incident took place. Question mark.
Being in the military doesn't make you a good or even decent person.
I'm former enlisted. Some of the guys I personally knew were arrested for armed robbery, rape, statutory rape, drug trafficking, manslaughter, and countless assaults. Some of the guys I served alongside were heroes out of a movie. Others would steal a $2 ham sandwich from a gas station just because.
In short, they are like the entities right here next to the bus sit-in right now, people.
Accountability in the USA military is pretty atrocious even for their own. Unfortunately, the Okinawa people will probably be ignored. It's been going on forever too. I lived there in the late 90s through 2003 as a dependent, and even then there were multiple stories about sex crimes by service members. Massively fucked up.
For the first time since 2013, New Jersey residents are being treated to the city's biggest fireworks celebration this July 4th. The 10,000 free tickets Mayor Eric Adams was offering have all been claimed, but a number of venues from the High Line to Hudson Yards are selling fancy $100 plus tickets to their rooftop parties and viewing points. There are still plenty of places to take in the great views for free, no tickets required.
It would be such an easy way to garner a lot of good faith from the international community too. Get rid of sex pests from our military, and treat our allies better. But no, that would require admitting a fault, which is something we absolutely cannot do because the US is perfect and flawless, and any suggestion otherwise will be met with harsh reproach. I get that finding more people willing to deploy to Okinawa might be tough, but still. We need to stop overlooking this shit. It's disgusting and shameful.
I agree. I also think that it wouldn't be hard finding folks to go to Oki. I volunteered out of MOS school just so I could have a better overseas control date and get it out of the way, but I ended up loving it there. I'd love to go back someday. Plenty of folks do love their time there. But maybe that would be an issue. I don't have a finger on the pulse anymore. I also wish we would admit fault a little more. We as a nation aren't saints. We may try to do good, or claim to, but this seems like a small thing. Punish the lawbreakers. Period. I don't know. Maybe I'm just being naive.
This video was automatically created by Reddit to speech. The article and comments in this video were selected from Reddit according to their upvotes, and any paraphrasing was performed by smmry.com. without any human intervention.